Hello everyone, my name is Eric Christensen, and today I am going to walk through the concept of citation chaining. More specifically, we're going to be talking about what citation chaining is, and I'm also going to provide some strategies and tools for doing citation chaining. So first, let's figure out what citation chaining is. We want a good definition. Well, at its most basic level, citation chaining is the process of locating additional information sources from a known source, so something that you've already found. And we typically do this by looking at the reference lists in an existing paper or by using a citation index. So there's really two citation chaining strategies that you want to be familiar with. There is the reference list strategy and the citation index strategy. So we'll just take a look at a few examples. So the reference list strategy is probably something that you've seen before. If you have a paper that you've found in an academic database, or maybe it's print, you can always check out the references. So this is a way of doing citation chaining kind of back in time. We can find additional sources by looking at a paper and seeing what that paper has previously cited. Another way to do this is to use a citation index. So we could use something above. So the top screenshot above here is Scopus, which is a citation index. And we can use this citation index to find out who has cited the paper that we found since it was published. Google Scholar, which is the screenshot below, is another good example. Again, it'll tell us what has been cited or who has cited this paper since it's been published. Now, there's an easier way to think about this. I like to think of citation chaining as a timeline. So if we have a timeline, we can think of this as a timeline of our research. And of course, because it's a timeline, we have forward in time and we have backwards in time. So if we find a source, let's say the blue dot in the middle is the source that we've found, well, we can check out the reference list in that source. And that's about the equivalent of going back in time. Because if you look at the sources that, say, an article or a book has cited, those are going to have been published prior to the source that you have found. So that's going backwards in our timeline. But if you find resources through a citation index, so resource or sources that cite the source that you found, what those are those are going to be newer than your original source because they're going to have been published afterwards. So citation chaining is helpful if you can think of it in terms of a timeline.